The Kennedy family is known for its wealth, charm, and political dominance, but beneath the glamorous surface lies a history of scandals, crime, and tragedy. Accusations of corruption, secret affairs, and even murder have haunted them for decades, fueling the legend of the so-called Kennedy curse. Some stories may be exaggerated rumors, but others remain disturbingly plausible. Here are the most shocking accusations ever made against America's most infamous dynasty. Number 1. William Kennedy Smith, a night in Palm Beach that sparked a firestorm. On the night of March 30, 1991, William Kennedy Smith, a 30-year-old medical student and nephew of John F. Kennedy, went out drinking in Palm Beach, Florida, with his uncle, Senator Ted Kennedy, and his cousin, Patrick Kennedy. The evening began at an upscale club called O Bar, where Smith met 29-year-old Patricia Bowman. According to Bowman, after leaving the club, she accompanied Smith to the Kennedy compound, where he suggested they take a walk along the beach. She later alleged that he tackled her to the ground, dragged her onto the property, and raped her near the family pool. Medical reports confirmed that Bowman was admitted to Humana Hospital Palm Beaches with bruises and a suspected rib fracture. The case became a media firestorm, especially after 3 additional women came forward, claiming Smith had sexually assaulted them in the past. One woman alleged that he had attacked her at Georgetown University in the 1980s. During the trial in December 1991, Smith's defense, led by Roy Black, argued that the encounter was consensual. Inconsistencies in Bowman's statements led to doubts, and on December 11, 1991, Smith was acquitted. However, his legal troubles didn't end there. In 1999, his former assistant accused him of raping her in his Chicago apartment, though the case was later dismissed. While Smith largely withdrew from public life, the accusations left a lasting stain on the Kennedy family's already troubled legacy. Number 2. JFK's affair with a teenage intern. John F. Kennedy's extramarital affairs are well documented, but his relationship with 19-year-old White House intern Mimi Alford, born Marion Faye Beardsley, remains one of the most unsettling. In her 2012 memoir, Once Upon a Secret, Alford revealed that she lost her virginity to JFK just 4 days after starting her internship in June 1962. The encounter took place in Jackie Kennedy's bedroom while the First Lady was away. Alford described how Kennedy gave her daiquiris, led her into the bedroom, and initiated sex. The affair lasted 18 months, with Alford regularly visiting the president in the White House. She later disclosed disturbing details, including that JFK once pressured her to take amyl nitrate, a drug that enhances sexual pleasure, and encouraged her to perform a sexual act on his aide, Dave Powers, while he watched. She also recalled an unsettling moment when Kennedy suggested she take care of his younger brother, Ted Kennedy, an offer she refused. At the time, Alford was engaged to Tony Fonstock, a fellow student at Wheaton College, but she kept the affair secret for decades. Reflecting on the power imbalance, she later stated, "I was 19, and he was the most powerful man in the world. You don't say no to the President of the United States." While some dismiss her claims as exaggerated, Alford's story has been corroborated by other White House staffers, solidifying JFK's reputation as a serial womanizer who abused his power. Number 3. Was Joseph Kennedy a bootlegger? Joseph P. Kennedy, the patriarch of the Kennedy dynasty, built his vast fortune through banking, stock trading, and Hollywood investments. However, persistent rumors suggest he also engaged in bootlegging during Prohibition, 1920 to 1933. Although no definitive proof has ever surfaced, some historians believe Kennedy used mob connections to smuggle liquor into the U.S. when alcohol was illegal. In his 1969 book, The Kennedys, Dynasty and Disaster, author John H. Davis wrote that Kennedy was seen supplying liquor at his Harvard University reunion in 1922, long before Prohibition ended. Kennedy's later involvement in the legal alcohol industry only fueled the rumors. After Prohibition was repealed in 1933, he secured exclusive contracts to import British whiskey, Dewar's and Gordon's gin, into the U.S. His business partner in this venture was James Roosevelt, the son of Franklin D. Roosevelt. One of the strongest allegations came from New York mob boss Frank Costello, who suggested Kennedy made millions selling liquor illegally during Prohibition. In The Dark Side of Camelot, journalist Seymour Hersh cited FBI sources claiming Kennedy worked with mobsters like Sam Giancana and Meyer Lansky to distribute bootleg liquor. While official records do not confirm Kennedy's involvement in illegal alcohol sales, his suspiciously rapid rise to wealth remains a mystery that continues to intrigue historians. Number 4. Michael Kennedy and the babysitter scandal. In 1997, the Boston Globe broke a shocking story. Michael Kennedy, son of Robert F. Kennedy, had been having a sexual relationship with his family's babysitter, starting when she was just 14 years old. The young woman, whose name was never publicly revealed, had worked for the Kennedy family since 1990, when she was 12. By 1995, their relationship had reportedly turned sexual, which if true would have amounted to statutory rape under Massachusetts law. One of the most damning allegations came from family friends, who claimed to have caught Michael in bed with the girl. After the scandal broke, Michael admitted to an affair but insisted it began only after she turned 16. The controversy ended Michael's marriage to Victoria Gifford Kennedy, the daughter of football legend Frank Gifford. Amid the media firestorm, Michael entered rehab for alcohol and sex addiction. On December 31, 1997, before any legal action could be taken, Michael Kennedy died in a freak skiing accident in Aspen, Colorado. Witnesses say he was playing ski football without a helmet when he lost control and crashed into a tree. He was 39 years old. Number 5. Joseph Kennedy's Nazi sympathies and anti-Semitism. While serving as U.S. ambassador to the United Kingdom, 1938 to 1940, Joseph Kennedy made numerous statements that revealed his anti-Semitic views and pro-Nazi sympathies. Kennedy was a strong supporter of appeasement, believing that Britain was doomed to fall against Hitler's forces. He repeatedly advised Franklin D. Roosevelt to negotiate with Hitler rather than oppose him, a position that made him increasingly unpopular. Even more damning were Kennedy's private comments. According to declassified German Foreign Ministry documents, Kennedy expressed sympathy for Germany's Jewish problem and claimed that American politics were too influenced by Jewish interests. His views became public in June 1940, when he tried to block the production of anti-Nazi films in Hollywood, fearing they would provoke Hitler. This stance angered the Roosevelt administration, and after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, Kennedy's political career was effectively over. Roosevelt never gave him another government position, and his reputation was permanently damaged. Number 6. The Chappaquiddick Scandal, the night that destroyed Ted Kennedy. On the night of July 18, 1969, Senator Ted Kennedy left a party on Chappaquiddick Island, Massachusetts, with Mary Jo Kopechne, a 28-year-old former campaign worker for his late brother Robert. While driving his black 1967 Oldsmobile Delmont 88, Kennedy veered off the Dyke Bridge, plunging the car into the waters below. Kennedy escaped and swam to shore, leaving Kopechne trapped inside. Instead of calling for help, he reportedly walked back to his hotel, passing multiple homes where he could have sought assistance. He did not report the accident for nearly 10 hours, until the next morning when local authorities discovered the submerged car. By then, Kopechne had drowned, possibly suffocating in an air pocket, rather than instantly dying on impact. The official story raised serious doubts. Kennedy claimed he panicked and went into shock, but many speculated he had been drunk or covering up an affair with Kopechne. Her autopsy was never performed, fueling speculation about what truly happened. Kennedy later pleaded guilty to leaving the scene of an accident, receiving a 2-month suspended sentence. Though he kept his Senate seat, his presidential ambitions were permanently destroyed. The Chappaquiddick scandal became a defining stain on his career, overshadowing his legislative achievements. Number 7. Did the Kennedys have Marilyn Monroe killed? Marilyn Monroe was found dead in her Los Angeles home on August 5, 1962, from a reported overdose of barbiturates. While officially ruled a probable suicide, rumors persist that she was murdered to silence her connections to the Kennedy family. Monroe was romantically linked to both President John F. Kennedy and Attorney General Robert Kennedy. FBI files suggest that RFK visited Monroe at her home the night she died, supposedly to end their affair. Monroe allegedly threatened to tell the world about her relationships with the Kennedys. One controversial claim comes from author Norman Mailer, who alleged that Monroe's death was a cover-up orchestrated by the Kennedys. Private investigator Fred Otash later claimed Monroe's phone was wiretapped, recording her final conversations, which included her pleas to RFK. Others believe Monroe was given a lethal injection by someone acting on behalf of the Kennedy family. Her housekeeper, Eunice Murray, later admitted Marilyn was murdered. She didn't kill herself. Though no solid proof has surfaced, Monroe's death remains one of the most debated conspiracy theories in American history. Number 8. JFK's alleged secret marriage to Duree Malcolm. In 1947, years before marrying Jackie, John F. Kennedy was rumored to have secretly wed New York socialite Duree Malcolm. The claim, reported in multiple books, suggested JFK had the marriage annulled to protect his political future. The story first surfaced in Seymour Hersh's book, The Dark Side of Camelot. According to Hersh, JFK's close friend Charles Spaulding confirmed that Kennedy married Malcolm but that his father, Joseph Kennedy, arranged for the marriage to be erased from the record. Malcolm herself denied the marriage when questioned, but documents from the time suggest a close relationship between her and JFK. Some claim the Vatican annulled the marriage, as the Kennedys were devout Catholics. No official marriage certificate has ever been found, making this claim an enduring mystery. If true, it would have been a major scandal that could have changed JFK's trajectory to the White House. Number 9. Did the mob help JFK win the presidency? The 1960 presidential election between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon was one of the closest in U.S. history. Rumors persist that Kennedy's father, Joseph Kennedy, struck a deal with Chicago mob boss Sam Giancana to secure votes. The most controversial allegations center around Illinois, where JFK won by only 8,858 votes, securing crucial electoral votes. In Cook County, controlled by Giancana's allies, dead people allegedly voted, and ballot boxes were tampered with. FBI files show that Frank Sinatra acted as an intermediary between the Kennedys and the mob. The singer arranged a meeting at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami, where Joseph Kennedy reportedly begged for mob support, saying, "We need your help to get Jack elected." However, after JFK became president, his brother Robert Kennedy cracked down on organized crime, targeting Jimmy Hoffa and Giancana's operations. Some believe this betrayal led to JFK's assassination in 1963. The fact that both Lee Harvey Oswald and Jack Ruby had connections to organized crime only adds fuel to the theory. Number 10. Joseph Kennedy's betrayal of Gloria Swanson. Hollywood silent film star Gloria Swanson had a high-profile affair with Joseph P. Kennedy while he was a studio executive in the 1920s. Kennedy promised to finance her films, but instead, he used her money to enrich himself, leaving her millions in debt. Swanson claimed that Kennedy billed extravagant personal expenses, including luxury vacations, jewelry, and his family's lavish lifestyle, to their joint film company. When Swanson's film Queen Kelly, 1929, failed at the box office, Kennedy abandoned her financially, keeping his own profits. Swanson later said, "He left me broke, and he walked away a rich man." Kennedy reportedly profited $5 million from the film business, while Swanson struggled to recover financially for years. Despite Kennedy's betrayal, Swanson never publicly denounced him, likely due to his growing political influence. This episode highlighted Kennedy's ruthless financial tactics, which later helped him build the Kennedy political dynasty. Number 11. The $1 million divorce bribe to Jackie Kennedy. John F. Kennedy's infidelities were legendary, with affairs ranging from Marilyn Monroe to White House interns. By the late 1950s, his wife, Jacqueline Kennedy, was reportedly on the verge of divorce. According to biographer Barbara Leeming, JFK's father, Joseph Kennedy, feared a divorce would destroy his son's political career. He allegedly offered Jackie $1 million to stay in the marriage, believing she was essential to JFK's presidential image. Some accounts claim Jackie demanded more, allegedly quipping, "Why not $10 million?" Ultimately, she stayed with JFK, enduring years of humiliation, but solidifying her position as America's most admired First Lady. After JFK's assassination in 1963, Jackie never spoke publicly about the alleged bribe, but she later remarried Aristotle Onassis, ensuring her financial security. Whether the $1 million bribe actually happened remains unproven, but it aligns with Joseph Kennedy's reputation for controlling his family's image at any cost.